Pinochet's helicopter tour says meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Government to Elon. He literally appointed the same people who banned everyone onto his new council. Was too good to be true. Elon got bent over.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
this
not
kind of
true.
reminds me of the
It was
Chapek
the
news.
same. There
But
wasn't the same bunch.
Yeah, I have
This-
not heard anything
yeah, I
about
haven't heard
this.
about this, but yeah.
And if it was the same people, I would like to read some more about this. What I do know is that the real heads of the dragon there, he decapitated every single one of them and basically called them traitors and commies in front of the world stage, and said he fired them all with costs so they wouldn't get any payouts. It would be very weird to do that and then go straight back to the other thing after publicly humiliating Hillary. I think and certainly hope there may be more to this. But this super chat is literally the first I heard about it, so we have to do some research on this before we can speak on it in any kind of greater detail.
Well, if he's going to do it with cause, he's going to be up to his armpits in lawsuits.
Yeah, but they'll have very little recourse. I think in this case, this kind of crossed over with today's video on my channel, and I mean, Pinochet's correct. I mean, one of the people that was really a problem and has some very ridiculous takes out there on the internet is this Yoel guy. So we'll have to see how things shake out. But
since we're talking about it right now, Cultured, can you give us the lowdown? Who is this Yoel fella, and what's this guy up to, and why the hell is he still there?
So this is funny because early on in the process, Elon had to come out and defend the fact that he was keeping on this engineer / activist type person, Yoel. Perhaps somebody in the audience will be able to give a more, a bigger outline. But this person essentially has some very bad, very ultra progressive takes that basically have said some of the hyperbole things around anybody who happens to be on the right side of the equation. And Elon Musk essentially defended him, saying, look, a lot of people have said a lot of things, going back a ways. And it's essentially, we need to be able to forgive people for, some of their bad takes, basically, was kind of how he broke it down. But you have this new, trust and safety council that was put together to talk about some of the guidelines. And at the same time, it comes out recently, in fact, today, as a matter of fact, this morning, that Elon has elected to postpone some of the more spicy contributors to Twitter, their return. He's postponing their return until after the U.S. election cycle. So that certainly is being done for a reason. So it's not great. It's not. And my biggest concern, and I would imagine most people are, is the revelation with the leaks from The Intercept that go back a few days now. That talk specifically about that. And, we can talk about the celebrities as we have here. We can talk about, the ones that are saying that they're going to leave. This is the same as all the people who say every election that they're going to leave and go to Canada if X candidate gets elected. It never happens. So these people, and what's funny is they leave supposedly, except that their name, still stays active on the platform. So they're not leaving. It's all garbage. Anyway, it is what it is. And I would argue Tony Braxton, Tia Leone, and Sarah, whoever she is, none of these people are of consequence. And quote unquote celebrities is kind of stretching it for almost all of them, except for maybe Tony Braxton. So
I cannot believe that we will be missing the insights of Tony Braxton.
Yeah.
I thought she was dead, to be honest. But,
yeah. She's not somebody anybody has heard of. That's like the last several generations.
Yeah, not since Unbreak My Heart. That was her, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was like 20 years ago or more. But Mr. Chato, what's your reaction to these revelations, for one thing? And secondly, are you upset with all of these high-profile celebrities and their valuable life experience and insight leaving Twitter?
Well, I just published a video on exactly this topic.
Hey,
I find it very funny, number one, go. Like, I don't understand the announcement that they're intending to leave. That seems very almost self-defeating. But I think what they're doing is testing the waters to see how many of their fans beg them to stay, because that just allows for more fawning, because that's what these people want, is people massaging their ego. I'm going to go. Oh, stop it, everyone. Okay, I'll stay.
It's like a little kid announcing they're going to run away.
That's right. And it is just go. I mean, for crying out loud. I think the biggest issue that they had and which is one of the things I mentioned in my video, is apart from the fact that Elon has got some weird takes sometimes. He's got that thing on Paul Pelosi, which offended everybody. He's been both pro-Democrat, pro-Republican, and whatever side he is, on at that particular time, the opposite side always complains. So I mean, the other thing that I think that really has movie stars up in a twist is that they don't view themselves as millionaires, or they don't view themselves as privileged. So they compare themselves to Elon Musk, and in their heart of hearts they go, oh, our delta compared to the multi-hundreds of billions of dollars that he's worth, and I'm only worth 100 million. I know how the downtrodden feel, and they don't get it. They don't like the ultra rich. They don't like the technology ultra rich of the Larry Ellisons and the Google twins and the Zooks out there, because all those people built businesses, and these people, all they do is dress up and in front of a camera. They've not provided any value other than entertainment value, and these other people have built businesses and employed hundreds of thousands of people that paid taxes. Actors have not done any of that. Well, the ones that have created or make shoes in Bangladesh and pay kids a $1 a year, they're the ones who have created global economies.
Well, I have very little to say about this sort of thing. The only thing I can comment on is the celebrity side of things and slightly the political side of things. And look, this is where I can see why they're having a big issue. Because social media, especially Twitter, is a big part of their business, right? The studios make big decisions off of how big somebody's social media following is, right? And certain things of that respect. What I see as the problem here is that this reminds me of, what was it, The Atlantic that put out this article?
Yeah.
That we need amnesty for all the shit that's happened in the last 2 years. That's what this is really all about. Let's be real here. Yeah. They think they're about to be held accountable.
Yeah.
But like we and everybody else have been for the last 2 years. That's what scares them.